In this video, I'm gonna show you how to create the flower of life from sacred geometry. If you're here, it's probably because you have seen it already and you're wondering, what does it mean? And how can I draw it myself? Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ingrid and I'm a holistic wellness practitioner at My Inner Palette. Welcome to my sacred geometry series. We're gonna start with the basics and we're gonna be building our skills along the way on how to create more intricate patterns and what are the meanings and how can you use them, more importantly, to improve your life. Make sure that you're checking the description box below, because as we move along with the series, I'm gonna leave you all the links there so they're easy for you to access. And I'm gonna be leaving you a beautiful gift as well. So make sure that you're checking it. The flower of life is the second pattern that we're gonna be learning in this series. If you haven't seen yet the previous video, I highly recommend you to go and check how to make the seed of life first before jumping into the flower of life, which takes the seed of life and makes it a little bit bigger. So first of all, the flower of life is a geometrical pattern consisting in overlapping circles arranged symmetrical to create a very intricate design. It is a sacred symbol with very deep spiritual meaning and philosophical significance, and it's found in various ancient cultures and traditions worldwide. The root from the flower of life is from ancient Egypt, where it has been found engraved in temples and different artifacts. And it's associated with creation, spirituality, and the divine order of the universe. This pattern is considered to be a fundamental element of sacred geometry. It symbolizes the underlying geometrical and mathematical patterns found in nature, art, and the cosmos. And it reveals the interconnectedness of everything that you can find in nature. One of the main meanings of the flower of life is representing the process of creation, birth, and fertility. It signifies the unity and interconnectedness of all living things. It reflects back the idea that we are all part of a larger cosmic whole. The flower of life can also be used in spiritual practices and meditation to facilitate the awakening, the inner growth, and enlightenment of a soul. The supplies that you're gonna need, you can see here that I have a range of things, but in reality, the most important one that you need is a compass. In this case, I have the ones that you can exchange a pencil for one of the pens that I have here, or pigment liners. And then when you use the eraser, it's easier to keep the shape there, right? But the most important thing, it's a compass and of course a piece of paper or a sketchbook, as I have here. Something also to have on hand is an eraser. I have this particular one here, but you can have any type of eraser as well, as long as you're using a pencil or graphite to do the shapes. Another important thing to have, it's a ruler. So you can have a small ruler like this one, or I have this bigger one because sometimes I want to use a bigger ruler, but whatever you have on hand, it should be enough. Another thing that you might want to have available is a protractor. There are different ways of doing things, and sometimes using a protractor makes it much easier. So having one available would be beneficial. And here, of course, I have pigment liners. From this box, I'm probably gonna use only one, and you can start with a 0.5 tip. That would be enough. I also have this other ones that they're very similar to pigment liners. These are called fine liners, and they have different colors. Another thing that I was forgetting, it would be to have an extra pencil, and this is useful when in the compass you're using this pencil here. If you have a spare one, then you can do lines and some other type of shapes. Last time we did the seed of life and is the start of the flower of life. So if you haven't watched the seed of life yet, I would recommend you to go and watch that video before you jump into this one, because that part I'm gonna go a little bit quicker this time. So similar to what we did in the seed of life, we're gonna be tracing a vertical line first, looking for the middle point, and then making a circle. In this case, it's gonna be smaller circles. And I'm gonna be doing this in speed mode just because later on we're gonna be doing exactly the same but tracing it with a pigment liner. So I'm gonna go step by step in detail to show you how to do that on top of the sketch that we're gonna have on the pencil. And it will be up to you if you want to do the sketch first, or if you want to go straight in with a pigment liner, or use a mixed approach with some pigment liner and pencil, whatever you need it. So now that we have the sketch already made with pencil, I'm gonna be going through it with a pigment liner. This is a 0.5 millimeter tip. And what I'm gonna be doing first is just calibrating the compass to make sure that is the same measurement here than the first circle, which is the one that we're going to be using as reference for all the circles in this pattern. So we start with the first circle, just like so, and then we're going to be going into the connection of the circle and the first vertical line that you've done, well, the only one that you've done, and we go there right in the intersection and do the second circle. Once we have these two circles, you're gonna see an intersection there. Here is where you want to put the needle of the compass and start drawing the next circles. This might not completely align with the sketch that we have underneath, but this is just to show you how it's done. So then we go into the next intersection and we draw the next circle. Next intersection and we draw the next circle, and so on. And just be very careful of putting the needle of the compass right in the intersections. If it's not exactly the same as the pattern that we had on the sketch, it doesn't matter, as long as the one that is gonna stay with the pigment liner is accurate, that's perfect. So you can see that after drawing the first circle and then all the second round of circles, we have the seed of life, which is the starting point of the flower of life. So now that we have more intersections on the outer part of it, we're gonna continue doing circles once more in each one of the intersections that we have here, plus the new ones that we're gonna be creating. So we start here, and again, just make sure that you're using the same width. Sometimes while you're drawing, it could vary for like a millimeter, and then it's gonna make your design to not be accurate. So here, sometimes it's good to calibrate again and continue. And we go through all the intersections again. I picked a 0.5 pigment liner because if you go finer than that, this flower of light gets very tricky to get very accurate, because the tiniest bit of mistake you can see. When it's a little bit thicker, those little mistakes are almost, you cannot perceive them. Imperceptible? I don't know if that's the word. Imperceivable. I don't know. Please let me know in the comments. There we go. So here you can see that is the second round of circles. Now, when you do the sketch with the pencil, you want to do a third round of circle completely, all around. But in this case, because we're gonna be deleting all of what it's outside, we don't want to do that. So now it becomes a little bit trickier, because what we want to complete are these petals here, this one's here, and the ones here. So you might be wondering, how are we gonna do that? So we're gonna start again, like emulating, like, okay, we're gonna be doing a circle, but instead of doing the full circle, now we're only gonna keep the circle inside of what we've outlined already. So let me just calibrate once more. And we go here, and instead of like going full circle, we're gonna start here and finish there. Do you see? Just here. Right, so then can go around and do the same, just like that. So you're going through the intersections that you had before, but just inside of the circles. Once you've done this, you're gonna create some other intersections that you can start completing as well. Just make sure that all of the petals inside, they are completed. And we're only gonna be missing the ones here that are on the almost outer part of it, which is gonna be fine, just because we're gonna do them next. Oh, and you can see here I missed this part. This is why it's helpful to have an outline first, and then you can just follow around and complete the pattern without getting out of the circles. The first round of this outer part, I was just going through the simple intersections that I had, and now I'm going to the ones that they have multiple intersections of lines. So this is why I'm going a second time around, if you were wondering. And just take your time to do this. And here we have almost all of it done. So what we're missing now at this point, that you're gonna see, oh, I'm missing one there. Wait. Sneaky. There, okay. I think that now we're good. Okay, so now you're gonna have like all the petals of all the flowers into the circles, like inside flowers, and we're only gonna be missing doing this ones here, there, here, there, and all around, right? So to do this ones, we're gonna be using the outer intersections of the circles. So again, just calibrating that we have the right width. And we're gonna start here, for example, in this intersection outside. We put the needle of the compass and we only do this here. And I think that might, yeah, it became, need to calibrate again. Okay, so being careful there. And there we have the outer part of the circles. And we're almost done. So now we have like the full flower of life, but usually the flower of life, it has a couple of circles around. So to do that, we're gonna go with the needle right in the middle part of the flower of life, and we're gonna open the compass to just a little bit above the higher part of the flower of life, just a bit. You can do right next to it, like in the intersection of it, or you can do it a little bit higher. I usually do it a little bit higher just in case that the design hasn't go perfectly in the millimeters that we're using. So in this case, you have a little bit of a wiggle. And then you do a circle around it, just like this. And then to do another circle, you pretty much do the same, but mine looks pretty accurate, so I'm just measuring that it's actually gonna be right. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do it, the circle right next to it, just like that. And there you have it, friends. This is how you create the flower of life. So in this case, now we can just go and erase everything else. And once you've done this, then it's ready to be painted, colored, use as template for something else, whatever you want. Use it to meditate, contemplate. And there you have it, my friends, the flower of life. If you're new to my channel, make sure that you're hitting the subscribe button below, because I'm gonna be posting more videos around sacred geometry, and that way you will get a notification every time that I post a new video. If you're looking to do any particular sacred geometry pattern and you would like to learn how to do it, just let me know in the comments and I can create a video to show you how to make them. I hope that you have a beautiful day, a beautiful afternoon or evening wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you next time.